Da-da-da, da-da, da. Like Christine wants a shot like Crawford knocking down Spence or something like that.
No, you know
That's
what? I
funny.
wouldn't mind if like in the
It's
corner, like
old.
I come in, like you know, but I'm just saying.
What's about you? Like you want to be
No,
in
no,
the.
no. I just, you know, like I'm watching the fights or whatever. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. No, but it's good. It's good.
It's all
It's
good.
good. Great intro.
It's all good. It's old. It's like a 5 year intro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we might need to update it. Just saying.
Been around for a while.
Yeah,
You know
let's
what I mean?
update it.
It's just convenient. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shout
yeah,
out
I
to
got you.
Appletop in the chat. If you're watching on Christine's channel, welcome. If you're watching on Christine's Twitter, welcome. If you're
Yeah.
watching on my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're watching the archive, leave a comment. Tell us what you think. And let's get the show on the road.
Let's
Right?
go.
Let's talk about the Lamont Roach fight with Isaac Pitbull Cruz.
Yes. Can
First of all, look, how many times does Pitbull Cruz need to be counted out?
but hold on. Can we please
Sure,
like touch on the card just a little bit?
of course. Go ahead.
Because I have to say that I am so happy to see Frank Martin back in the scene.
Oh, the ghost.
Yeah. Like can I just give him a shout out? Like shout out to
Go
Frank
ahead.
Martin. He did the damn thing.
He hit
You
a home
know,
run.
he had a home run. Absolutely. And I just want to give like everybody out there just a little bit of I don't know, inside education. Okay. Um, so he left DJ, right? But he stayed in Dallas. And he shopped around for a different coach. And he went to my homie, Marcos from Team Quality, been
Mm.
training with him.
Yep.
And respect to Buddy McGirt. Respect to him. He's one of my favorite coaches, like for real, for real, for real.
He's that
And
dude.
and he's the face, right?
Yep.
So for a lot of you that don't really know what it is, there are people behind the scenes that actually do the training. And then when it comes down to the fight, they put the face in the corner. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah.
And
Yep.
so the other guys, the ones that did the work, don't always get the glory. So
Mm.
to me, I mean, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But it is what it is. It's about who you know. It's about the promotional company, the relationship that you've had over the years, you know, the this and that and the who's who. But I just had to put it out there because shout out to my guy, Marcos from Team Quality. They had the perfect plan. Frank Martin looked like one of the that was one of his best performances that I've seen since I've seen him on the scene. So kudos to them. I just had to put it out there because I love giving my guys their props behind the scenes, the ones that nobody sees that are actually putting the work in. So kudos to them.
Yeah. The corner man isn't always the guy that did all the training, but
No, we have
yeah.
some top ass names, and then we're thinking, damn, these guys are manufacturing these freaking killers, these champions. Well, no, there's guys behind the scenes.
Mm.
But one thing that I want to say, the boxers are the boss. The boxers are the boss, not the promotional company, not their managers, the boxer. You
Mhm.
know, one another thing that I respect about Bud Crawford, and we all know I'm a big ass fan, but there's many reasons why, is because when he started doing things and winning championships, they were like, okay, we want so and so to be in your corner. You need this way. He said, no. The guys that I started with, the three guys I started with, Bomac, Saul, and Red, they're the ones that are going to be there. And they were, and they've been there. So kudos to Bud for that because the boxers don't realize they're the bosses. Who you want in the corner is who you're going to get, period.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I think that there's always a lot of everyone kind of handles their whole situation different in terms
Yeah.
of their cornermen or their trainers. But like I know there's been a lot of trainers in the history of boxing that have kind of been accused of like not really doing the training, but then they just showed up in the corner. Um,
Yeah. I mean, that it happens all the time, more often than we
yeah.
think.
Do you think though that maybe it's because they want someone with a lot of like in fight experience in terms of
Is it the infight
having the
experience?
eyes and stuff in the
Or
ring?
is it the familiarity to the audience? Like, oh, damn, that's so and so, so and so. Shit, he's
Sure.
like manufacturing these world champions. And then they see somebody who just did a good ass job, but nobody knew about it. And they're like, who the fuck is that? Like, so
Mm.
I just think that a lot of times the boxers don't realize that they are the boss, they call the shots,
Sure.
and they can have whoever they want in the corner. It's also about loyalty. It's about loyalty. Is it about loyalty to the people that have helped you and brought you where you are now? Or is it, you know what, I might have to like be loyal to this entity that I'm not familiar with because I still want to be able to keep going? As long as you're
Yeah.
kicking ass in the ring and putting the work in, I mean, you're going to keep winning. It doesn't matter who's in your corner, you know, but that's just my little, like, I'm on my soapbox. Um, I definitely wanted to touch on that because Frank looked great. And also shout out to Jordan Roach, who is Lamont Roach's little brother. He put on a master class as well. I had the pleasure of working with him before in the past in Colorado, and that kid, he's going to make waves, trust me.
Yeah. Shout out to Haplotype. Says he sees Buddy in the boxing gym working with guys all the time with his big head. Oh, there you go.
With his big head. What does that mean?
I don't know. That he has a big head. You know. But shout out to Enzo Calazaghi, who's the father of Joe Calazaghi. Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Which again, look at the trust that Joe Calazaghi had on his father, right?
Yeah.
He's the one
Yeah.
that trained him, and I guess Joe, if he wanted to, he could have been like, "Oh, well, let me get Freddie Roach in my corner, so
Right.
it gives him more status."
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But he always kept his dad in his corner, you know.
I,
So
I love that. If he's the one that can motivate you and teach you and grow with you, he's the one that you need. And shout out to Lamont Roach Sr. because he has so many national champions in the amateurs. You know, he's brought up his sons. He's doing the damn thing. He's very underrated. Like he needs to be up there with some of the greats because he's done amazing things for years.
yeah,
And before him, you know, Lamont's uncle, Boogaloo, he was also a great coach. God bless his soul, rest in peace. But those two were doing the damn thing with these boxers.
for sure. Yeah, and you know, Shockey went out there and look. Shout out to Shockey Foster, who
Yes.
stayed professional throughout the whole process. He
Yes.
made weight to defend his title. He was the
Yes.
defending champion. He made weight, right? So I'm not mad at the fact that he personally himself, you know, for something that wasn't his fault, got a interim title shot at the weight class above, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No beef with that whatsoever, and I'm happy for him. He's the interim WBC champion, next in line to potentially maybe fight Shakur. I don't even know Shakur will ever be back in that division, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
And those two got some beef going on. That's a different story. It keeps telling the fight. It's all good. But shout out to him. And plus, great performance. Just bullied Fulton in there. And,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
It was beautiful. And shout out to Bobby Benton, his coach, and Aaron Navarro, one of the greatest cut men that are also underrated. Like, those guys had the perfect plan for Fulton. And you know what? I'm going to get a lot of hate and criticism. And I mean, it's okay. I don't care. I'm used to it. But I have never really been sold on Fulton. I haven't. I really thought that he lost the first Figueroa fight.
I did too.
I've never just been sold on him. And then he comes in overweight and he takes everything for granted. Like, you know what? I'm going to run through Shock because nobody's ever really taken Oshaki seriously. And he has upset so many people, so many champions, and done things he wasn't supposed to do. And I was like, bro, L-Dub, my guy. I was like, he is going to beat Fulton, you know? And he beat him in such a beautiful way. It was a masterclass. It really was.
I saw a I think it was Boxing and Barbecue. They shared an image of like the face off.
Yeah.
At the weigh-in. Fulton had a gut, bro. He had like the same gut my uncle has. Like,
He did.
I mean? Like,
he did.
What's going on? I'm thinking to myself, this is like you're already moving up to face the champ.
Right.
Right. You're already like people are already side-eyeing you, questioning your abilities already, right? And you're gonna come in and you're gonna make it easier.
Yeah,
You're,
exactly.
like you're going to make it easier to be criticized, and you're going to make Chuck Foster's job easier, quite frankly.
Yeah, he really did. West Park Boy 12 said smoked his boots. Foster's corner was on point. It's so funny that he mentioned that. So, we had Canelo using Boots Ennis as a sparring partner, and then we see Boots doing mitts with Fulton, and it's like both those guys lost. Like no
He's
disrespect to them, no disrespect, but I'm
you're
just saying
blaming Boots.
people want to like put Boots in there like, oh, well, they're going to automatically win. Absolutely
Sis,
not. Boots is not the one
sis,
fighting. You
you don't
know,
like Boots. You really don't like
it's
Boots.
not that I don't like Boots, it's that I want to see something from him. The rumors are out that him and Virgil Ortiz had a 6-hour sit down to negotiate something
Let's
for
go.
March. I hope it's true. I hope it's not just a rumor. I hope it's true because I want to see it.
I want to say it too. But he just did the mitts with his dude from Philadelphia. That's all that is. It's Philadelphia brotherly love. You know what I mean?
And
That's
I
all that is.
love it. I love the loyalty. I love it.
Yeah.
But the thing is too, is if your guy can't even make
When
weight,
when the
what
whole
has he been
world
doing before this?
when the whole world said, "Oh, Bolton, he ain't gonna beat Inoue," you know what Boots did? He backed this guy. He said he could knock out Inoue. You know what I mean? That's how much he believed in him.
Yeah.
That's some real loyalty right there.
Yeah, that's a delusional loyalty. Just saying.
Anyway, um, look, the issue with Bolton is that he'll come back and have like a great performance, and then he shits the bed, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
not going to work at this level. You got to be
No.
consistent. Like people could say what they
Live the
want about a
life.
Shocky Foster, he's consistent, right?
Consistent
You know what you're going to
and
get. You know he's going to
underrated,
show up,
just
and you
like
better be
Roach.
ready.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. I agree.
Because look, even if he came in shape and made weight, I still think Oshaki would have beat him, but it would have been
Right.
a better fight. He would have put up a
Right.
better fight.
More competitive for
He
sure.
would have been criticized because look, I'm not just going to overlook the fact that he blatantly missed a weight. I'm just not going to overlook that by
Did
two
he
pounds.
blatantly overlook it or he just couldn't do it? Like, I mean, was it like, no, I'm doing this on purpose?
Well, wasn't he
You know,
joking about having like two plates for Thanksgiving and uh,
excuses. Excuses are like assholes, bro.
no,
You
no,
know?
it's unprofessional to do it, but to me, it shows a sign that you weren't trained, you weren't taking it serious, right?
Exactly.
You were coming in to collect your paycheck, and unfortunately for you, I mean, Oshaki Foster made you take a beating for it. You know, it is what it is.
I mean, the thing is when we have a job, no matter what it is, you put your best foot forward. You do the very best you can
Yeah.
do, you know? But if you just think, oh, automatically, just because you're who you are, you're going to win or whatever, what? Somebody's going to come and call your bluff. It's ridiculous.
100%. All right. Shout out to Eric Gomez in the building. How's it going? Remy Salute. I'm looking for Ralph Ralph Bonreal, who called Foster trash after I named the good things Foster does, called the wins again for the second week in a row. Okay, shout out to you.
I mean, for that dude to call Foster trash, who has he fought? You know what I'm saying? He's fought some top names, some top guys, and
Mm.
won. How can they call him trash? It's so funny. The proof is in the pudding, you know. But
And
whatever.
Oshaki did his thing. You know what I
He
mean?
did his
Oshaki did his
thing.
thing.
He did
All
his
right.
thing. Absolutely.
Look, I still think what the WBC was bullshit, putting that title on the line under those
Yeah.
circumstances.
Yeah.
I think Fulton getting rewarded with a title shot, even though he did not make the weight, is crazy to me.
I agree.
But none, and I mean zero of that criticism is aimed towards Oshaki Foster. Oshaki Foster
Yeah.
was just doing his job. Oshaki
Absolutely.
Foster did his job. Oshaki Foster made weight. Oshaki Foster trained. Oshaki Foster showed up to fight, and they put an interim title in front of him. Guess what? He fought for it and he beat Fulton for it, and that's it.
Absolutely.
So did his thing.
It is what it is. It is what it is. And then, Lara, shout out to him.
The old
40
man can still
plusers.
do it. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't
and
play
you
with
you
Lara.
said old dudes can't do nothing. You know what
I
I mean?
never
It was
said
going.
that. I never said that.
The old dudes, the old dude, he's old, he's old. You know. By the way, should have been the guy from Kazakhstan that got popped. It should have been him.
Laura did
So was that?
I said Laura did the damn thing.
Yeah, but the Lara did do his thing, by the way, getting knocked down early, late. Still has power late in the fight. Look, that straight left of Lara is still a one of the best punches in the game. I mean, that is a
Absolutely.
dangerous shot. He's like a sharpshooter. He's like a sniper with it,
He
right?
is.
And
Yeah.
look at this, but he's gonna be even at this age, he's gonna beat up those guys. He's gonna beat up those, the dudes that just aren't at that level. Even though Lara just doesn't move like he used to. He doesn't have
He's
the
a
footwork
he's a
like he used
good
to.
test for the ones that are up and coming. He really is.
Yeah.
And he can still go. I hate the word like gatekeeper because he's
Hmm.
winning. So we can't call him a gatekeeper, but he's a good test for the ones that are up and coming that need to come through the gate and see what they're really made of. If you can get past Lara, okay, you probably have a shot. If you can't, you might want to second guess yourself and go back to the lab. Just saying.
All right. Eric Lopez says, salute to Christine. Shout out to you, brother. All right. And Lara been taking his honey packs. About to test him now. Oh, come on now. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? There, the old guys is alive and well. Is that what it is, Christine? It's the honey
People
packs.
people are saying that. People are saying that, and whether it's true or not, we can't say until maybe 3 to 6 months because that seems like what's going on. Like 3 to 6 months later, we find out, oh, so and
Yeah,
so was
I
doing
need
this
some of
and that.
these. I'm 41 years old. I'm feeling I need some of these honey packs. Where does Laura get these honey packs from? You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm just
I'm
saying.
I'm
What's
I'm
going on?
55 and I don't need any honey packs. I'm just saying.
Like Christine don't take the honey packs, you know what I mean?
Don't need
Because
it. Don't
women
need
age.
it.
Remember when Christine was being the sexist and saying that women age better than men, and
They
men,
do.
men get
They
old as
do.
fuck,
We
and
really
the
do.
men ain't shit.
I
Remember
never
she said
said
that?
that. I never said that.
That the men are like the men are too old, and the women, we age like fine
All I'm
wine,
saying
and
is that women in boxing can be older and have a very long career at a
sure.
later age than the men, and it's nothing sexist. It is what it is.
It's,
And it also has to do with, we don't take as much abuse because there aren't as many opportunities, and I'm not ashamed to say that, but there's not as many options or opportunities for women than men, so we do take less damage, and
yeah.
it is what it is.
And shout out to Cecilia Breakers, by the way, mid 40s, still winning championships. She
Yeah,
finally retired,
she's
but
almost 50,
and by the way, I still think she beat Terry Harper. Terry Harper got
Yeah.
away with that one. Like I'm just saying,
She
right?
also uh, she beat, what's her name? Oh my God. It was in Dallas. Um, she's no longer a champion or no longer fighting anymore. The first fight she had when she lost everything. Oh my
Oh,
God.
McCaskill. You're talking about McCaskill? I
McCatskill.
was thinking like recent.
She
But
did
yeah.
not, no, not recent. She did not lose that first fight. She did not lose that first fight. She
I'll
did
say
not.
this: it could have gone either way, in my opinion.
No, she didn't lose.
She did lose a rematch, though.
The rematch, yes. The first
I
one,
don't know
no.
what that's the worst she's ever looked. By the way, I don't know if she just maybe
Yeah.
it's because she just changed her whole way of fighting, trying like because they didn't give her the
Well,
first
think
decision.
about it. I mean, you feel in your mind that you really beat McCatskill, and then you're like, damn, I need to change some shit up. And then
Mm.
so you go back in and you're not who you were, and then you lose. And yeah, she did not
How do you
lose
feel
that
about
fight.
Janabek popping dirty when he was going to fight an old man Lara? He felt he needed to take some honey packs for Lara. What's going on?
I know.
By the
That was
way,
so
wait a minute, Eric Gomez. If Janabek got busted, that means Lara was getting tested, because both fighters
that's
get
true
tested.
too. I was so high on Janovic, and I hate to say I was, because I want to say I still am, but I
Yeah.
was, and I'm thinking, how long has he been doing whatever he's been doing? So I don't know. It was very disappointing. It really was.
I know. Look, at the end of the day, and people can make, and I understand a lot of the arguments that people make. I get it, but here's the thing: you agree to not take these substances.
Yeah.
That's who you're agreeing to, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now apparently the WBC after the conference, I know the whole Crawford fiasco dominated that whole thing, but one of the things that was announced that it got overlooked. So the Crawford situation was that they're going to give a list of all substances that are allowed to the fighters, and the substances that are not allowed.
But it's been that way. It's been that
I'm
way.
glad you said that because Mauricio was sitting there saying that he just invented bread,
No, it's
box
been
bread or
like
something.
that since the beginning. Like, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. And if you have a question, call this number. Like, or go to this website. It's always been available, always.
Oh, I know what this is about. It's about snack honey pack. Like it's Laura even with snack. I don't even know. Anyway, um, the thing,
You know what? But the thing is snack has not been convicted or proven to be dirty. Like, thus far, still, I mean, whether they are or not, I don't know. I don't think so. But
oh man,
they have not been convicted or proven to be dirty. They haven't.
I don't even want to like. I don't even want to get into like the fortunately, and God rest his soul.
Yes,
Victor
God bless
Conte
his
passed
bless his
away,
soul.
and
Absolutely.
that's unfortunate. But you know, it is what it is. So,
Yeah.
but I will say this, Laura is getting either way. The lab doesn't care who's giving the substances.
No,
Like
no,
the
the
lab
lab
just
doesn't
shows the
care.
results. That's it, right?
They have the
But just
urine, they test it. It is what it is, period.
100%.
Sometimes things take longer than others. I don't know why.
Well, according to Ryan, Bill Haney was allowed to go in there and monkey with the stuff, and Eddie Hearn and all that. And if
I've
you're a
never
Trump
seen anything
supporter,
like
then they could monkey with it too. He said, right? Like so,
I
that's what he
don't
said.
know. I don't know.
But I'm glad you mentioned that like fighters already get the list. They already get the banned substances.
Yes,
Fighters already have to put like what they take on lists
they
if they
do.
ask and stuff.
Yes,
So
you have
that's
to
already
list
done.
all your prescriptions, all everything, your supplements, your everything, anything.
Yeah, like Mauricio's out here. This is what Mauricio sounds like when it says that. I have an idea. Let's create a light bulb. So when a room is dark and we turn on the light switch, it gives us lights. Oh wow, Mauricio, we never thought about that one.
That's a
Like, you know
great
what I mean? Like,
idea.
but yeah. Let's get to the main event. Can we get to the main event now?
Let's
Like,
go. Let's
what's
go.
going on?
Let's go.
Tell us why your boy Roach got robbed. Like everybody's saying it was a robbery. People were saying, "Oh, he got robbed." Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going? Like, I don't know what's going on.
You know, I don't use the word robbery lightly, and I don't think
Mm,
either one of these guys are robbed. We heard Roach was robbed. We heard Cruz was robbed. I don't use that freely. You know, it was a close fight. I believe, and I try not to be biased, but I do believe that Roach won. I believe that he outpointed him.
okay,
So, are we looking at hard shots? Are we looking at points? Like, what are we looking at? To me, I was looking at both, and
okay.
there were so many shots. And I love Pitbull. I think he is one of the greatest. I do. But
That's
I
the
think
best
that
thing you've ever said.
I like him.
I'm just saying, it's the best thing you ever
I
said.
like him. I have interviewed him. He's funny. He's great. He's wonderful. I like
He's
Cruz.
a
I do.
family man.
He's a
All the
family
above.
man. He's great. Anyway, but he threw a lot of big shots that were missed.
Mm,
A lot of back shots, pause, hitting Roach in the back. Wide hooks. His jab was strong. Like, he was doing really good. He's a stalker. He's intimidating. If your mental is not right, he's going to intimidate you. But I just feel like Roach had the better feet. When he used his jab, he had the better jab. When he wobbled Cruz, I think he wobbled him in the first round. And then we know we had the knockdown in the third. It was a true knockdown. It wasn't a slip.
yeah, yeah,
But I just really feel like Roach, overall, he won the fight. But
that's
I
fair.
wasn't a judge, so I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, it's a fight. Okay, so when people say, "Oh, you was hitting him here," like I don't think Pitbull Cruz is doing anything intentional, right?
No, no.
And I do agree with the comment says the ref was a little too involved. Right?
A
I think
lot
the
of
ref was.
times on the big screen, they want to be like, they're like, "Oh, look at me," and it does happen. Look at me,
Yeah.
and it's not
Um,
about them.
Also, none of it on purpose, but there was times where Roach was hitting Pitbull Cruz on the back of the head. It's gonna
Yeah, and
happen. He's a
also,
short guy. He's getting on the
okay,
inside.
I was gonna say that he's short. He was putting his head down. He was coming over
Yeah,
with the hooks, so it does happen.
sure. Right. So again, I don't think Roach is doing it on purpose. I don't think, oh, let me rabbit like hit this dude with rabbit punch. That's not what he was doing, right? Um, but I don't think Pitbull Cruz himself, again, being a short guy and all that, like I don't think none of those bout line shots. I thought they were all borderline bout line shots. I don't think
Hmm.
he was aiming for his ball sack or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think he was purposely trying to,
yeah. I don't
right.
think so.
So, with that said, I do think that it was kind of a tale of two halves. And I think the first half, I think, was won by Pitbull Cruz, and the second half was won by Roach. I think it was very close, though. I do think Cruz started to smother his own work a little bit in the later part
Hmm.
of that fight, but
Hmm.
that was
Hmm.
because of Roach's ring IQ and adjustments, right? That I don't
Yeah,
think Roach got credit for. I,
agree.
I couldn't believe what I was reading on Twitter when people were saying Rhodes needs to go back to what he was doing. He's fighting Cruz's fight, and I'm thinking to
You have
myself,
to adjust, and he
he
did.
made an adjustment and
Yeah,
started to make Cruz smother his shots, and he
yeah.
was winning the rounds.
I
So
agree.
I don't know what people. It, everyone thinks that when you fight somebody like a Pitbull Cruz, you need to always be on your back foot, right?
No,
You'll have to always be moving. Now, if that works, great. But when
right.
that's not working,
Then
when
you
I
change it up.
then you got to change it up a little bit. And sometimes
Plan
with a
A, B, and
puncher like
C.
Cruz,
Yeah,
with a puncher like Tank, with an aggressive fighter like that, you need to earn their respect, right?
absolutely.
And that's what he did in both fights, to his credit, right? Like
Yep,
a lot of guys couldn't gain their respect, and they allowed them to just bulldoze through them, right?
yep.
And I'm talking about both Cruz and Tank. That's what they do to guys. They intimidate them. They get them to be a little too defensive minded, right? And then before they know it, they get clipped with something, and the whole fight turns around, right?
Yep.
We saw Pitbull Cruz bully Raleigh Romero around, right?
But we
Just
also saw Pitbull try to bully Roach, and Roach took those shots like he
yeah.
took Tank shots. I'm just saying he's got a
But he
chin.
he he had a good balance on when to box and when to stand his
Yes,
ground and show
yes,
the bully, look, I'm not going
absolutely,
nowhere. Just so you know, I'm
absolutely,
not going nowhere.
100%.
And
Yes,
I can.
I
Your bread and
respect
butter is
that.
the inside. I'm gonna fight you on the inside,
I respect
right?
that.
And I
Yes.
think that that's important sometimes, and I think
It
that's what
is.
Roach did
You have
great.
to show that you're very diverse. You can fight on the inside, you can fight on the back foot, the front foot, you can box, you can do everything. And he did it all, in my
So
opinion.
I disagree with, like, I think Mora. And look, he has a right to his opinion, obviously, but
Lord
I
have mercy. Don't ask me about
Mora
him.
was literally arguing that he should have not fought the way he fought in the second half. That he should have kept boxing on the outside. I'm not saying he couldn't be successful
My
doing that, but what he was
Mauro,
doing
I'm
was
sorry,
working.
he talks too much. He talks too much, and I love PBC, like I do. Like PBC has, they've been putting on some good cards. A lot of people don't like the pay-per-view, whatever, whatever. You don't want to spend the money, you want to spend it on Whataburger, hamburgers, chicken, going out to eat,
Yeah,
TGI Friday, whatever.
yeah.
I choose to pay for boxing. But he's the only thing I don't like about PBC.
Yeah. Well, look, obviously, I thought this is a fight where literally there was no losers because it was a draw on paper, right?
Right,
But
right.
I don't think there was any losers. I think both their stocks went up. I think a lot of people gave up on Cruz because he did get outboxed by Rayo.
Yeah,
Rayo
yeah,
was a guy with a good punch, and he
yeah,
also balanced it a little bit. He wasn't
yeah,
just moving around the whole time. He had to stand his ground
yeah,
at times, and but he's going to have a slightly different style to Roach, so they got to approach it differently. But I
yeah.
think a lot of
That's
people gave
true.
up on Cruz because of that, and very similar to Lamont. Lamont Roach had lost before, to Herring, and people just gave up on him. But boxers can go back to the
And
drawing
and
board.
and going
Boxers can
back
get
to that
better.
fight, I happened to be there, and it was great. It was I
Yeah,
mean, it was close,
mm,
razor close.
yeah. So just because a fighter loses is not the end of it, and we just give up on them, right?
That's
They
true.
could come back, and they could come back better than ever. And I think both these fighters have shown that, and they
Yes,
showed that in this fight, right?
I agree.
And
I agree.
I will say though, like, it's like not their fault, It's like the media kind of made it about Tank a little bit in the post fight.
Of course.
But like they are coming off a lead. They do sound a little like ex girlfriends of Tank talking about
Yeah.
Tank in a post fight.
And they may be the ex-girlfriends. Just saying.
But because they're like, oh, like what did people say? I'll rematch him. I'm not Tank. I'll
See, I
rematch him.
love that though. I love that he said, you know what? I'll give him an immediate rematch. Respect to him. Like, I fucking love that.
Eric Morales criticized Pitbull performance, man.
He looked good.
Yeah.
He just could not he couldn't figure it out in some points. But I mean, they're both amazing. I like them both.
Yeah, there was like in the middle, late part of the fight, there was some issues. I think he
Yes.
did a little better in the later, way later in the rounds, but that's going to happen though. A
It's
fighter's going
gonna
to make an
happen. It's
adjustment.
fucking boxing. Like, come on.
A fighter's going to make an adjustment, and you got to like figure it out. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so it's this is what it is. So
It
like,
is what it is.
what are you
Absolutely.
gonna do? But hey, in I felt like Pitbull Cruz edged it out. Right? I felt it was
Okay.
close.
Okay.
I thought
Even
he did.
though the end rounds, you said that you felt like Roach. So when did you feel like Roach picked it up? So after the sixth round, you think he picked it up, or
It
fifth or
was a little earlier than that, but there was still some tick for
right?
tack.
So
Like there was still some like. It's not like people didn't do anything in the second half. I
no,
just
I
felt
don't
like
think he did not do anything. But even whenever Roach wobbled him in the first round, like, did you not count that round? Like, I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
was it like I mean
I mean, it was nice. It was nice. Just
was
saying.
it like oh my god he was on Queer Street type of stuff?
I
Like
was like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? Like, is somebody about to get knocked out?
I knew he was gonna be all right. Like
Okay.
I thought Rhodes was about to get knocked out, but like a little after that. So
No, he didn't fall flat. I mean, yes, he touched the canvas. He like grazed the canvas with his
yeah,
glove, but it wasn't like.
I mean like
But
Pitbull
you know
was
what?
on him.
But you know what? Honestly, I can't argue because it was very, very close, and it just really depends at the end of the day. I think who you favor.
What do you
And I
make of
try not to be that way, but it at the end of the day, that's what it is.
what the hell is Pitbull Cruz's head made of? By the way, because
Not for real.
like every like this is now the second fighter that broke their hand on his head, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Ryo, I think there's a reason Ryo was basically instructed by Robert, don't try to knock him out.
Yeah,
Just because you're not gonna
just
knock him out.
boxing.
Just gonna end
Yeah,
up breaking your hand. Like you know what I mean?
yeah, that's true.
Um, the Pitbull Cruz got like no neck. He's got like a head. I think there's steel in there or something.
Yeah.
I don't think now you see why I said Roach was not gonna knock him out.
Yeah, I didn't feel like Roach was going to knock him out either. I just thought he was going to give him a boxing lesson, like at the end of the day. But I didn't think he was going to knock him out. I mean,
Okay.
he's not known for his power, and Pitbull has been in there with some heavy punchers, and he didn't
They
get
both
knocked
have,
out by
yeah.
Tank, and that fight too was questionable. So,
Yeah.
I knew that he wasn't going to get knocked out.
100%. And one more thing about Cruz. Not that I'm over here trying to keep for Cruz
I mean, I think you probably are trying to like get an interview with him, which is
you
cool. Like, I think you
you know,
should.
no, it doesn't matter to me. But what did you make of his little this old Mick moment where he got like when he like leaned down and did that Aztec like tongue thing? He looked like the Aztec like have you seen
I mean,
the
that
Aztec
that is like,
calendar?
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I
I'm like,
think that
holy shit! Like that's the
that just
Aztec
broke
dude
the
right there.
internet. I thought it was great. I thought it was amazing. Like, it was great.
But let me tell you this: not something you want to do just to people randomly when you're walking down the street. All right, by the way,
No, you might get arrested.
don't do that.
Yeah,
Especially don't do that to women. By the way, like just don't do it.
right,
Right?
right, right.
Can you imagine that you get arrested for sexual like harassment? I guess but I don't know. But anyway, but I will say this about Pitbull Cruz: everything they say about him is correct. Yes, he's aggressive.
Yeah,
He's a puncher. He's a
yeah, he
strong
is.
fighter. But I honestly don't think he gets enough credit for his defense. I don't. Right?
Oh, he has great defense.
Like
He
people
has a
act
high
like he's
guard.
got.
Oh my gosh. And he doesn't do the shoulder roll. Like I hate the shoulder roll. There's like
Mm.
maybe one or two people in the world that can get away with it.
Yeah,
But
you got to be
everybody
very
wants to do the fucking
good at
shoulder
it.
roll. It's so cool. Cruz is like, no, like I'm gonna protect myself because you know what? If I'm fighting somebody that always does a shoulder roll, I'm gonna say throw the fucking right hand like
I
all the
love
time.
like another fighter that's really good at it is Chocolatito, by the way. But
Yes,
I
very
love how
beautiful.
he basically it's similar to a parry, but he blocks with his guard. He blocks the shots,
Yes,
and then he counters with that with that same
yeah,
punch. And
yeah. Block
it's
top, block
beautiful.
top.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing to watch. I think I would love to see more fighters do that. Quite frankly,
But
um,
you know what? It takes talent.
yeah,
Like
that's
it seems so simple. It seems so easy, but honestly, it takes talent. It really
like
does.
there's a sequence and it's out there and it's showing in slow motion where him and Tank, right, are trying to counter each other. Like he blocks Tank's like uppercut, right?
Yeah,
Tank catches everyone with that uppercut up until you ran into Pitbull Cruz, right? And that's where Tank actually hurt his hand,
yeah.
right? With that block punch. And then Pitbull Cruz comes back with his own uppercut. Tank makes him miss, and but anyway, I just think it's very underrated as defense, you know. And I don't
No,
know if it's
honestly,
because he's
no, seriously.
Mexican or
I do agree with you. Oh my gosh, Lisa, we're agreeing right now.
like
No, I do agree with you. I think he has great defense, very tight guard. Even his feet are sometimes good. Sometimes he's a little slow and getting out, like angling out or whatever. But I think he has great defense. I really do. He always
and I'll
has the
say
high
one more
guard.
thing. People are not going to like what I'm about to say. Speaking of Mexicans, but
I mean,
I think Pitbull Cruz puts Zepeda to sleep. That's what I think. I think he would put him to sleep if
a
Jojo
pacer.
Diaz was hurting Zepeda at times, right? What do you think Pitbull Cruz would do to him?
No, I agree. I agree.
And that
I do agree
my
with that.
offense is my defense thing is
Yeah.
not going to work on a guy like Pitbull Cruz.
No. No, I agree with you. I do agree with you. Oh my gosh. That's twice.
He
That's
puts,
twice in
and
one
you know
show
what?
that we agree.
That's a great Mexican versus Mexican showdown. It's an
Yeah.
action fight. They should do it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
I wouldn't
like
mind seeing it.
if they want to do a World Tree match first, that's fine. But that's what I like to see, and I think he puts a pay to that volume punching shit will not work on a guy like Pitbull Cruz.
That's
It won't
true.
work.
I agree.
So,
Because his defense is good. It is good.
yeah, there we
Yeah,
go.
I agree with you.
See, Christine's finally just saying the
No,
right
it's not
thing.
finally. It's like you're finally speaking some truth.
and,
You
and not
finally
disagreeing
getting
with
it
me
after all
just
these
for the sake
years.
of disagreeing with me. You know what I mean? Like
I'm
it's a
like, oh
cool
my God,
thing.
D-Cell finally is understanding the beautiful art of boxing. Okay,
You know what I mean?
cool.
Because isn't it true and correct by the way when people say things like, "Oh, Sweet Pea was a great defensive fighter," right?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's not true, but they also overlook what great of an offensive fighter he was. Like Sweet
right.
Pea Whitaker was several times in fights where he landed over 400 punches. That sounds very offensive
Yeah,
to me, right?
very offensive.
But I also feel it's the same way the other way around. When fighters have a very aggressive style, people can very like they just kind of act like they don't have a defense or something, right?
Right. That's
Like
true.
uh, guys that are aggressive can have great defense. Guys that are
Absolutely.
defensive can be very good aggressively as well. So
Absolutely.
that's just the way it is, you know. And
I
credit to Roach, I feel the same way about him. Quite frankly, I think very skilled fighter. He's good
Very
offensively,
skilled.
defensively.
He really has every I think the only thing that I would say that we're not seeing from him is the power so much just because
I mean,
the knockout ratio, but everything else is like perfectly aligned. Like he looks great. And then he moved up, you know, to fight Pitbull. So, but he looked amazing to me. And
ju-
Pitbull looked good too. I mean, it was a great fight. It was very exciting.
don't forget Foster's shoulder rolls his
Ah,
Remy.
Remy,
Look,
stop.
look.
You go into my gym and they try to do that shit. They have to do 50 push-ups.
But
If they do a
isn't it
shoulder
fair to
roll, they're doing 50
say?
push-ups.
Isn't it fair to say that if you're going to use a shoulder roll, right?
You got to know why.
Right.
Why? Why are you doing the shoulder roll? You got to know why.
Because even like if people want to say, "Oh, look at Mayweather," right? Mayweather didn't always use it, and that's what
Right.
people don't understand.
Exactly.
There was fights where Mayweather just put his fucking guard up, right?
Exactly.
Like
And
it's
the thing is, you don't teach that right off the bat. It's like you teach the basics,
Fundamentals
high
first, yeah.
guard, eyebrows, you got to protect yourself, head movement, high guard. And then once you start getting into it, and then you can see that, okay, maybe this guy can do something like that, fine.
Mhm.
But I don't fucking teach it. Like, I don't like it, honestly, because it's not for everybody. It's for very special people. It really is. It really is.
Yeah, I still remember like when Adrian Broner fought Maidana, and Maidana figured out once I throw like punches, it like once he may do something with his shoulder roll with a 1 and 2, but once I throw 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like he doesn't know what to
Exactly.
do, right?
And if you're fighting an orthodox fighter, all they got to do is keep throwing the backhand, the right hand, and then that left eye is fucking shut.
Mm.
Somebody that's southpaw, they keep throwing the fucking jab. The eye is shut. Like,
I will say this though. I mean, James Toney was a master at it. Okay, like James
like
Toney
I
was
said,
good.
there are very few people that are masters. I'm not saying that there's not,
You will never
but it's
convince James
very
Toney that he should use
special
a high guard.
people that can do it, and not everybody can. So
Yeah, you'll
if
never
it comes
convince James Toney.
naturally and you got it and it happens, great.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but not everybody can do it. It
Shout
is
out to
what it is.
James Toney, man. James Toney's that dude. You know what I mean? It
No,
didn't work
for
against
sure.
Roy Jones, but shout out to him. You know what I mean? Um,
Well, when do they fight too?
yeah, yeah. I must have forgot. That was that super middleweight, I think. Great fight,
But
by the way.
yeah, it was a great fight.
But so the other thing with James Toney, by the way, he had a great chin. Like you could take a punch.
Oh, for sure.
So like,
And that's part of it. You do have to have a great chin,
yeah,
because
because
you
he
can be the
had like
best
no
boxer, but
chin.
then
Have you
if you
seen
get
James Toney?
touched and you're down, it's it.
Yeah, like so. Christine
Yes.
Pacheco is back. You know what I mean? Pacheco's gonna be doing his thing. Okay, I have no doubt he's gonna win this fight. By the way, also Cordina is gonna be fighting a guy from California, man, from the Sacramento area. What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh my God, I forgot his name. But it's from Stockton. His name will come to me. It'll come to me. But
Yeah,
Sky
after you're off the
Nicholson's
show,
gonna be
it'll come to you.
fighting. If somebody could put it in the chat, because I don't know why I forgot his name. But that's a great fight. Sky Nicholson's gonna be fighting former world champion Luna at 122 pounds. That's an interesting fight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and do you think Sky is making his way comfortably? Like this, the first few times they were at a catch weight. I'm just saying.
It
Flores,
takes
thank you. Yes,
it
Flores.
takes like I forget what it is. My friends at Vita would know, formerly known as Perfecting Athletes would know, but it takes like so many days or whatever for your body to adjust to a certain weight. Then you got to stay there for so many days or whatever. So I don't know. Honestly, I wish Sky the best. I think that she was rushed and pushed up for whatever reason, and that was part of her demise. I would like to see her back on top again, um, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Hopefully, she's changed her mentality. I think a lot of times, whenever you're on top so quickly, you feel like you're untouchable.
Mm.
And then you get to be, like I said before, the boxers are the boss. You get to be where like you're telling your coaches what you are and are not going to do. And I think that that is like a big mistake. And so allegedly, I heard, that she was like, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. I do what I want to do, blah, 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 allegedly.
Mm.
Um, so hopefully she ate some humble pie, and she's like, you know what? I have my coaches for a reason. I'm going to trust them. They got me where I'm at, and they're going to get me where I'm going. So
I
I hope
think
that
she realized somewhere in the middle of that fight with Tiara Brown. I think she realized this world is in my playground. I got to play with
right,
others.
because there are other people trying to grab that ball and make it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
and,
saying?
and I think she realized when they announced the winner that the world doesn't revolve around her.
Absolutely. It doesn't
Right?
matter who you know,
Yeah.
what you're doing for the most part. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And
And
I knew.
the more I watched that fight, because I've watched it several times,
Because you were going for Sky.
The the more one sided the fight looks. Like
Absolutely.
that was not as close as people think it was.
No, it was not.
Like you gotta like, and
And
I wasn't
I
going for a
told you from the
Sky.
get go. I told you from the get go.
You
I
know, it's
told you
Team Brown all day, every day. What's
all
going
day.
on?
I
But
know her for many years, and I knew what she had, and I know
and I
how committed she
knew,
is.
and I knew, like, okay, I'm not seeing those girls weren't trying to win before, right? But they knew they weren't put in there to win, right? And now you had a girl like Sky who they lowballed, hoping she would
Yeah.
say no,
Hmm.
right? That's what it was. She said, "Okay, I'll do it," right? And she goes in. She goes to Australia. She beats Sky, right? And I don't know. Like to me, that has to be a wake up call for Sky
It
because
has to be
I
if
get
you
that,
want to
that a lot
keep
of people
going.
look at Sky Nichols and this is and I probably it's not me just trying to like indict Sky Nicholson. I'm just going by the facts, right? She was talking down on Tierra. She
Oh my
was
God,
mocking Tierra and saying Tierra hasn't
so
done anything.
badly,
And she
so
even said that
badly.
Tierra's accomplishments like don't matter
Yeah,
and like she was basically saying that when she won the world title, she didn't beat anybody, right?
absolutely.
And didn't realize how ignorant she sounded. Like Tierra Brown has victories over Michaela Mayer,
Yeah,
right? She has victories over Jeannie Fuchs. And I'm
yeah,
sure she has victories over other girls
she
that I don't
does.
even know about, right? That Christine
She
knows about.
does. But the thing is that Tierra doesn't just like brag about it. She doesn't like drop her accolades or name drop or whatever. But Sky was like, you can't do that. Like so many of us have done things, and when people talk, we let them talk, and we're not like, you know what I did, you know what I
Yeah,
did. No, it's just like, you
yeah,
know what,
yeah.
you're just about to see. You're gonna see.
So that should be an interesting fight, by the way. Because look, if one thing I'll say about Luna, unless she's just cashing out at this point, but she does come to win. She's a former world champion. She beat up that girl Barbie, who later accused her of like
Yes.
using illegal
You said
wraps.
that girl Barbie. Barbie has been a champion for like ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Barbie Juarez. I just don't like Barbie
Yeah.
Juarez. And it is what it
Yeah.
is. And one of the reasons I don't like her is because she was accusing Luna of of
Yeah.
using like illegal wrappings, even though they handed her the wrappings after the fight. Like
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
she's we're still saying it. But
She is
it should.
short. Check her
But
rep.
the question is Luna's style, which is kind of a she boxes a little bit, but it's going to be a little aggressive.
Yeah.
Is that style work against Sky, or do you have
The thing about Sky's style is that she always fights on the outside very
Mhm.
long, and she uses a lot of side steps. You know, you come to her, she's
Yeah,
gonna sidestep and blah. You know, you have to feint her out. You have to make her come to you.
yeah,
You know, and that's one of the things that Tierra did. You know, cut the ring. You know, a lot of times, like a lot of old school boxers, coaches say you have to lead with a jab. You always have to start with a jab. No, that's bullshit. You can
mm,
lead with a feint. You can lead with a backhand, a right hand. You know, your dominant hand. You can do depending on which direction they're going, right or left. You can lead
yeah,
with that. You know, and so whenever you can neutralize that with Sky, because she's going to stay long most of the time, you're going to beat her
yeah.
because
She
she's
wants
very
to
limited.
be
She's
the
very limited.
matador, so she
And
wants you to do with the
there's
jab.
no power. She has absolutely no power.
Look, she wants to be the matador, so she wants you to lead with a jab. She wants to know what's coming to her, right?
Absolutely. And then she's going to
It,
sidestep and be gone.
yeah, sidestep, be gone. But you know what it is? It is very patternish though. Like you know what I mean?
Very much so. You can actually time that shit.
Yeah, and the thing with Sky and shout out to Christina Cruz for like months before
Yes.
when the fight was first announced.
Yeah.
She told me, kind of similar to what you just said. Like she's gonna make Sky have to come to her. Um,
Absolutely. You
like,
feint whoever's in front of you out. You feint them out. Make them come to you.
and Brown's like pulls and stuff, and the way Sky thought there was an opening, she was making her miss, and then she ended up
Yes.
getting countered herself. I
Yeah.
think that was
Always counter
brilliant.
with the backhand.
Like there
Absolutely.
was this one sequence where Sky literally thought she had Brown, but Sky was against the ropes, and she made like Brown that made Sky miss, and the Sky came back with a vicious uppercut and just put her back against the ropes. And after that, like Sky just took over the whole fight. like the confidence of Sky just dwindled,
Hmm.
and that was that. So,
That
but
was
Luna,
that.
obviously, Luna's a different style to Brown.
Yeah.
And Luna's a veteran in the game, so that should be an interesting fight. And if Sky Nicholson could win that fight, she gets all the credit for me. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely. And the thing is too is like I said, I like Sky. I do. She's a nice girl. Like I have been around her so many times. We have had camps together.
mm,
I like her as a person. I do. But I like try to step back and look at things from a boxing perspective. And the
right,
thing about it is once this is gone, the mental part of it, like, okay, you might have this promoter behind you and these people behind you, but they can't fight for you. And if somebody puts you in a sticky situation, are you going to be able to get out of it by yourself because the promoter and whoever else can't get you out of it? You got to be strong everywhere, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You have to. And Tier is that girl. And
Tara's
we're
that
going to
girl.
see when on her next fight who's the stronger one in
And by
every
the
aspect.
way, even though we know what Sky's doing, right? I think all these trainers that are preparing their girls to fight Sky know, right? But being able to do something about it is a completely different thing. And
Absolutely.
I always felt
And
like, well,
tra-
Tara is going to be that
and the
girl.
boxer the coach has to be able to train their boxer for that. You might
Yeah,
know something, but what kind of bag work, mitt work, sparring drills, tech drills are you doing to prepare her for that? Because what you do in shadow boxing, on the bags, on the mitts, in the sparring, in the tech drills, is what you're going to do in the real
right.
fight. So do you know how to do that? You know,
And
and
does
if
your
you
fighter
don't,
have the ability to do
it
it?
doesn't matter.
Because I knew that, ironically, like I know Tara was kind of clowning her, saying, "Oh, she's a runner, she's a track star," but
Yeah.
the real track star was Tara. Like she had scholarship and everything. So I knew she could. I know she could move with those feet, right?
Right.
So I knew she was going to be able to match Guy's speed, if not beat it, right?
Absolutely.
And that was going to be a big problem for her. But the thing is, will Luna be able to do that? I don't think Luna has the foot speed of Tara Brown. But we will see if she could do that or
And
not.
can I just give a shout out to Tierra because she is definitely the people's champ. And when I say that, I mean
Yep.
obviously she's an amazing person. All of her fans love her, and she's great. So we had the opportunity with my girl who will be fighting on Thursday, Alexis Proctor, baby AP,
Mhm.
to spar her in New York. And the thing that I loved about the sparring was obviously Tierra was not going to go full speed ahead. She was going to help Alexis to learn and grow. And then after the sparring, she took her aside and said, "Hey, Alexis, when you did this, I was able to do this. Or when you did this, I could do this." She was helping her grow. And then
Mhm.
there's a lot of times when other professionals will spar someone and they don't say shit because they don't want to help the next generation. They're all about them.
Right.
So total respect to Tierra. Like Tierra is the fucking people's champ. She's amazing. I'm looking forward to her, doing some great things. She's got some things in the works, and shout out to her because she's fucking amazing.
100%. Shout out to Tara Brown. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
By the way, I saw that Alexa was also working with Alicia. I saw you post that.
Yes, yes. So she was helping her, and Alicia was helping
Mhm.
Alexis. They had 4 sparring sessions. And yeah, so we
Okay.
appreciate the work.
Well, are they doing? I'm just curious. They're doing the 2 rounds or the three. I'm sorry, minutes. Two minutes or three
Oh,
minutes.
three. It was 3 minutes. We were
Okay,
sparring 3 minutes. Yeah,
man. Okay,
yeah,
that's great. Because I know Alexis has to do three minutes for
yes,
her stuff.
absolutely.
See,
Yeah, they were doing three.
you know
Yes.
what? I've seen situation where the pros, but no, we're gonna do 2 minutes. I'm gonna do your side. I've seen that happen, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
In the amateurs, I mean, the women do 3 minutes. They
no,
do
no, but
three
I
minutes.
seen pros. I seen pros be like, I'm not gonna do your 3 minutes. I don't care. I don't train for 3 minutes. Like I've seen them literally tell that to the amateurs before.
Yeah, yeah. No,
So
no. So respect to her. Shout out
yeah,
to Alicia. Absolutely. And it
like
was
Brown and
great.
Alicia don't have to do the 3 minutes,
They don't
right?
have to. No.
Well, actually, Alicia's training for 3 minutes anyway, right? Isn't
She
her
is.
fight three
She's doing
minutes?
the 3 minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why
So
she dropped
yeah,
one of her belts. What IBF? Was it IBF?
WBC.
WBC was it? Okay, I knew it was something that she dropped because she wants to do it through
So
him
I
as
couldn't
well.
remember his name. Gabriel Flores. He's going to be fighting Joe Cordina. I think that's a great fight. Gabriel Flores has been a little bit of a winning streak,
Yeah,
right?
he has. Yeah.
But look, he didn't look so good against Giovanni Cabrera a couple years ago. And if you remember, you know, El Venado, okay, Alberto Lopez beat the living
Hmm.
hell out of him, and
Yeah. Yeah.
people wonder he's ever going to be the same. And what happened to Alberto Lopez? By the way, I don't even know. That guy's in the back of milk card now.
Haven't heard.
But I think Joe Cordina should win this fight. I think he's a little more fresh. But we'll see. This is a great opportunity for Gabriel Flores to get back in the mix. If he could get
Yeah.
this win over Joe Cordina, who sounds like some Hispanic, but he's not. Like he's from
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right. So,
That's
Christine,
very
one more
true.
thing.
Yes.
Okay, I know that you want to defend the WBC and
I
your
didn't say I'm
WBC
defending or not
all
defending
day, every
anybody. I don't work for
day.
anybody but myself. So whatever.
We
And my
we be
boxers.
like I asked her one time, what's this WBC stuff for? We be cooking. Like I was like, what? Like
I
what's
never
wrong
said
with
that.
you?
I
You know?
never said that. I'm not that clever.
But like, I mean, you're pretty clever. I'm just saying. But what is your opinion as not as a person in the boxing business or the boxing world or as a trainer, as just as someone on the outside looking at just from a fan's perspective? How do you think it looks that the WBC stripping Crawford of the WBC belt? Like, well, what's your opinion about that?
I mean, I personally don't like it, but at the end of the day, like Crawford said, I am the belt. He is. We already know that he won undisputed. He is what he is. He did what he did. I love the fact that you went back and were looking at like what the percentage was that they give, to the fighters and the tax shit. I thought that was great. I'm all about helping fighters that have been injured, that maybe don't know how to, balance their checkbooks, or they need help and investments and helping their family. I'm all about that. So it sounds really good, whenever you have somebody saying, oh, we're helping the fighters that can no longer help themselves, the retired this that are injured. It sounds great, but we need to see it. I'm not
Sure,
against, Suleiman and everybody that works for him, that they need to get paid for their work. I'm not against that. They need to get paid. But
of
if
course,
you're doing what you say that you're doing, we need to see that too.
I agree.
So I need to see, and not that I matter, but I need to see something different. I'm not mad at Bud. Like, you know what? Errol Spence was the first one to like call it out, and then Bud followed suit.
Yeah,
So I think that there's going to be a lot more champions that do that, and a lot of people are saying, oh, well, they make so much money, they don't give a shit, whatever. That's true too. And is that fair? Is it
mm,
fair that the ones that are trying to get there in these high rankings have to just put up with whatever the sanctioning bodies say? It's not fair. But also, do I like the Dana White thing where it's like there's one belt and this is the pay scale? I don't like that either.
I love the
So
idea of one belt. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie about that. You know what I mean?
I
But
I, I don't. I don't.
shout out to Matt Brunch Boxing from Brunch Boxing for retweeting the show on
Matt,
Christian Stream. Shout out to you. Shout out to
but Smoke
Bishop
Canelo.
Boxing Opinion saying go. There you go. Salute Christine from Bud Smoked Canelo. There you go.
Yes, my
Very
guy.
creative screen name, but there you go.
I love it.
And Canelo and Cotto did the same thing about Mauricio. Look, a lot of fighters have had their.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, that Canelo situation. Absolutely. Yes. That's
I
right. My
want
brother,
to.
Remy, my brother.
So my thing is this, right? Because I've been getting in heated debates about it, and maybe too passionate about it. So I just want to give like a cool head, just like Christina's calming me down. So I'm just give it a nice calm take on
Calma
it.
that way.
You know what I mean? Um, so do, do like let me start with this. So I was listening to Women Crushing It Wednesday.
You
I don't remember.
should.
I don't
Everybody
remember. It was
should.
last week or
Hello.
was Rachel on last week or was it Wednesday before? I'm losing track of
Last
time.
week.
Okay, so last week Rachel Dorner was on, right? and she said something that honestly, like, it made me feel bad. Like, it made me feel bad for her
Good,
husband
because
when he was
Rachel's
living there,
the
right?
quote.
And she said, man, like, we had three of the belts, and or two or three, however much it was. He was a unified champion that he
Yeah.
earned. Like when you're a unified champion, you earn that, right? Through
Yes.
blood, sweat, and tears, and you pay a sanctioning fee to
Absolutely.
get those belts, right? And when she said, it was just a lot of money, we didn't know what to do, so he just decided I'm gonna have to just drop the IBF, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, it's like, why does the sport have to be structured to where a unified champion has to make a difficult decision like that? A
Yeah. I mean,
financial or real
they have
financial
fucking
decision.
families. They have wives and kids, or just kids. It's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, what is going on here? Why can't these three sanctioning bodies work with Lunaire so their unified champion could remain champion? Why do we have it structured in this way?
I
And
agree.
and I didn't like that. And furthermore, am I against the sanctioning bodies uh, having sanctioning fees? Not necessarily. Look, I understand that they have operating costs. I understand that they have salaries and stuff they need to pay, right?
Hmm.
But what cannot be disputed is that they're a nonprofit organization, right? They're tax exempt,
Yeah.
and they're a what you call a C6, okay?
Hmm.
And under that code, right, you have a mission, right? You have, like, you don't get to pocket all the profits after operating costs and spending and all that. Like you need to spend all that money, okay, for whatever your mission is, right? The WBC claims that their mission is for the betterment of boxing and to uphold high standards and regulations and high standards in the rules and all that good stuff, right? That's basically what it is. And
Hmm.
I don't know how anybody, it's my personal opinion, can say stripping Bud Crawford of his belt was for the betterment of boxing. I don't know
Right.
how they can articulate that it was for the good of the sport, right? And I quite frankly don't see how, if it was good enough for the IBF, it was good enough for the WBA, it was good enough for the WBO, why wouldn't what Bud gave them be good enough for them?
Yeah, and
Like,
and
what?
that I wanted to touch on that
Yeah.
because I have a little bit of inside information, and and I allegedly, like, I never, never expose resources, people that I talk to, and people that tell me I can or cannot do things, I do or do not, even though I'm in the media. Like, I know so much shit, trust me. I would love to, like, but you know, so there's the 3%, but then when there's something else added on, like, why? Because the purse is bigger? That's not fair. And then when all the other sanctioning bodies agree to a certain amount, because people still have families, people still have other businesses, other things that they need to attend to, and everybody else can agree except for one sanctioning body, um, then yeah, you have a problem with that.
Mhm.
Is it for profit or is it non-profit? Can you agree to this so that you can still do what you got to do or not?
Look,
Um,
but Bud
so it was
Crawford,
very unfair. Behind the scenes, it was very unfair what was being asked.
look, that event was about Bud Crawford and Canelo, right?
Yes.
Both
Yes.
those guys, Uncle Sam is going to take like 40% of their purse.
Fuck
Right?
yeah.
Uncle Sam's
Plus
like, I don't
you
give a
got
fuck
to
what y'all
remember,
got.
you have your promoter, your manager, your coaches, your cut
Mhm.
people, your S&C guys, your dietitians, plus your gym. I mean, people don't fucking realize it's not just about this and that. There's
Right.
so many other things. You have to travel. You have to pay your sparring partners. You have to stay in hotels, Airbnbs, whatever, travel, I mean, there's so many expenses. They don't realize that.
There's a lot of expenses involved with it, and
Absolutely.
the reason I'm bringing up the taxes is because the
Fucking
fighter,
taxes.
like
Shit.
the fighter has to pay taxes,
Yeah, it's
a very
almost
high tax.
50%. It's almost 50 fucking
The,
percent.
the fighter's got to pay taxes, right?
Yes.
The sanctioning bodies don't. They're
Right. Because they're
tax exempt,
nonprofit.
right? And they're a nonprofit, right? So, hey, spare me the whole you make this much or you owe me this much when, well, you didn't even pay taxes, bro.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
This event being massive, right? Like you don't need to pay taxes for any of it. All you got to
Right.
do is sit down.
And that's
Remember,
it. Sit
remember
down.
before the fight, I
Sit down
said,
and watch the show.
why doesn't man just sit down and enjoy the show and just collect this, just collect the sanctioning fee? Like what? Why does he
Exactly.
need to be in the ring? Well, why does he have to be part of the show? Why does he have to promote? Well, like all the things he's saying, I built statues. I made a ring for the winner. I built a special bell. Like you don't need to do all that, bro. If you want to do it, cool.
Yeah.
But
Who needs
don't.
a statue? We don't need the statues.
Like he thinks that creating those statues make the event a massive event, right? Christine,
Yeah.
do you know anyone in your life that was wondering if they're going to watch the fight or not? But then you told them, "Oh no, you don't understand. Like they made some statues and a WBC. Marishal's going to be there," and they said, "Oh, I got to watch." Like, do you know anybody that watches because Marishal's there?
No. And no
No.
disrespect, but no.
So, and one more point about the whole taxes thing, because to me, it's an issue of standard, right? When a fighter says, "Nah, bro, how about I give you this," right?
Yeah,
Because
take it or
they
nothing.
because what people don't know, and look, and shout out to, I like to give people their credit. Shout out to Joe Habib from Ringside Reporter, right?
Joe Habib, he's one of my
He he
favorites,
he
bro.
he pointed this out within their own rules, right? That is up to 3%, meaning it could be negotiated, right?
Yes, yes.
So the fighter
Thank
can
you.
negotiate, right? So
Thank you.
look, I don't know about you. I think the guy that actually pays taxes and has to get all his money taken away from him, right, has
Yeah,
more of a right to negotiate, right, than the
absolutely.
WBC, who's a nonprofit organization, right?
Agree.
Right,
Agree.
it has to try to enforce a higher fee. Is what I think.
Yes, sir.
Right.
I agree.
At the end of the day, that's what I think. All right. That's Christine's son, by the way. Shout out
That's
to
my
Christine's
son
son.
walking around. Where you at?
Did you want to give any commentary, any opinions
Any commentary? Any opinions?
about anything?
He's so smart. Like he's only 21 and he's like a badass coach. Just look out for him in the
There you go.
future.
Right.
He'll be in the corner with Alexis and I.
So, well, we gave our opinions. You know, some people are going to agree, some people are going to disagree.
And it's okay. It doesn't
It's
matter.
just what it
I mean, we
is.
know the truth. I'm just saying.
But I'm going to say this. I don't care if people think however this sounds. I don't care. Right. It's going to be very hard for me, very hard, to side with the sanctioning body over the professional fighters that actually are the ones that step in the ring, put their blood, sweat, and tears, and that's their money. And it's going to be very hard for me to side with a sanctioning body over the fighter anytime,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
And shout out to De La Hoya
Yeah.
who contradicted himself within a year, bro. It's insane.
Yeah, seriously. Butt Smoke Canelo, his name is Hacia Lopez, aka Cieli. AKA Cieli. 21 years old, and he's fucking amazing. He's following in his parents' footsteps.
Yeah, so it's
And
all
he'll be
about
better
right
than this
there.
for sure.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like soon enough, Christine's gonna have him do all the work, and then
Not
she's
for
gonna do the
real.
corners.
Not for real. I'm
Like
gonna
you know
be
what I
the
mean?
face. He's gonna put in all the work, and I'm gonna be the face, like these big
She's
time
gonna show up a
coach.
fight night and go, all right.
No,
That's
no,
what,
no. He'll get the credit. He'll get the credit for what he does.
that's
Yeah,
your plan.
yeah. That's my plan.
That's
So
her
I can
plan. Like whenever like
sit back.
WBC gives them a medal, she'll just give them the medal. You know what I mean? Like, there you
Yeah.
go.
Thanks,
Go see
thanks,
it.
darling. Yeah. No.
Um, and one more thing, actually. All the tax, like, look, I'm not doxing the WBC, by the way. For anybody's like, hey, well, why is he not looking into their information? All this is public.
Yeah,
They're
no, it's all
nonprofit.
public. Yeah, absolutely.
It's public.
We can
And
all
all I
look
will
it
say
up.
is this,
If we
right?
really care, we can all look it up. Yeah.
If Marisha's going to say things like, hey, it was 300,000, 225,000 of that was going to go to the charity to help fighters in need, right?
See that just got to me.
Like, to me, that you're trying to shame the dude at that point,
Yeah.
right? And if that's true, why don't your files show that,
Yeah.
right? Well, why is it that when I look at the WBC expenses, they're not very transparent with what they're spending the money on? right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're
Mm-hmm.
going to be making claims like that, then I want you to start being more transparent on the IBF. I don't know if you saw it, but the IBF is very clear on their spending.
Very.
I'm just
They
saying
have
it.
some strict rules, but they are very transparent.
The other on WB on the IBF is 26,000. The other expenses on WBC, right, is 2.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
IBF 26,000, 2.2 million from the WBC. There's something's up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
something's not right.
we got to add all that stuff up because I want to make sure that the money is going to the fighters in need, right?
Absolutely. And we need that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see that. It sounds really, really good. But is that really what's happening?
Well, that's a great question, and now I will say this because I like to be fair all across the board. Okay, they did help, like Israel Vasquez with his treatments and medical bills and stuff like that when he was fighting cancer. So I'm not saying, no one is saying actually, right, that they don't
No,
do
nobody's
anything
saying that.
good, right? What I'm saying is that as a nonprofit, all of your money should be going to that if you claim that's where it's going, right?
Right. Yes, I mean
And
you do have to pay, the people that are on the board and people whoever you choose to pay, whatever.
yeah,
But yes, the majority of it should go to whatever your thing is. It should.
100%. Christine, it's been a good show.
Great show.
Any final thoughts?
No, I just wanted to say, like, I'm so sorry to disappoint everybody, but Women Crushing It Wednesday will not be going on tonight. Alexis fights tomorrow, and so does Elena. So tonight we're going to watch the people that we are possibly fighting. We have to do some film study and things like that. So I will be very busy, but thank you all so much for tuning in to me and my brother. It's been great. It's always fun to talk boxing with you. I think this is the first time that we have agreed more time than not. So dang, you're doing something right now. You're
Because I
finally
think
getting
like
it,
this
bro.
time you're
You're
actually paying
finally
attention to what I'm
getting
saying.
it.
I think you're finally listening to me this time. You know
No,
what I mean?
you're
Like
finally listening to
because
me.
before I would say like, what about? And then you would be like, no, that's wrong. I'm like, what? I haven't even said what I said. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
So
you're finally getting it. So kudos to you for growing
I'm just
and
saying,
learning.
and I know one of our viewers really likes the poster, so I just want to like make sure they get a good look at it.
Oh my
There you go.
God.
So there you go. And where the money goes should be more transparent. That is 100% true. Right.
Absolutely,
So there you
100%
go.
true.
Yeah, and if yeah, they give you if they give a check to Vinny Paz, cool. All right, like great. But let's be a little more transparent about it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
I'm
that
with you.
said, this is D Style, and for Christine, we're out of here.
See you next Wednesday.
Peace. Lead us.